Shri Gurupyo Namaha. Hello students, I welcome you all to the next English grammar session. Some words start with a vowel letter but begin with a consonant sound, so we use a before these words too. A university, a uniform, a 1 rupee note. So all this, it starts with vowel letter but begins with a consonant sound. So you say university, uniform, 1 rupee note. You never pronounce it with that vowel sound. So we use a before these type of words. We use a before words that begin with a consonant. Say a girl, a clock, a lamp. So we'll just see an exercise. So students, take your notebook and a pen or pencil. Just write down the answers for these 5 questions. She wears uniform on Wednesday. He gave me 1 rupee coin. Sona made universal appeal. India is developing country. He is boy. So now about the usage of an. An is used before a word beginning with a vowel. So an is always used before a word that starts with vowel. Then it is also placed before a word beginning with H but not sounded. Though we use a consonant, but when we pronounce it, we never pronounce with the full sound of H. So we never use H as a pronouncing sound. An honor, an R, an honest man. So in here you can just see we never use H. You're not supposed to say honor, har, honest. Instead we say an honor, an R, an honest man. So it doesn't sound like H. So we use an before these kind of words, though it starts with H. So we use an before words that begin with a vowel sound. A, E, I, O, U. You know that A, E, I, O, U are vowels. Always an is placed before a word that starts with vowel sounds. So for example, an orange, an umbrella, and I. So next, the usage of the. The is used before unique objects like the sun, the sky, the moon. Again, before the names of mountains, rivers, oceans, deserts, etc. The Ganges, the Sahara, the Pacific. Before the names of books, the Bible, the Ramayana, the Quran. And the same way it is used before the superlative degree, the best, the tallest. So before musical instruments, the flute, the violin, etc. And before an adjective to denote a whole class, the old, the rich, the poor. And again, we also use the before ordinals, the first, the second, the ninth. Before the proper names, the plural of peoples, nations, the French, the Indians. In front of the plural form, we use the. And the same way we use the in front of the abbreviations. The UN, the USA, the IMF, all these. So when do we use the? We use the when we know that there is only one of a particular thing. The sky, the world. I hope that you understood the usage of a, an and the. So whenever you form any sentence, the usage of the article is very important. How you place it, how you use it in front of the words. So I have just given the rules. Please follow it, learn the rules and keep it in mind. You follow the proper usage of articles in English language. So now we are going to learn about the omission of article. So where are the places that we omit articles? We omit the articles before the names of relations. If you're going to talk about father, uncle, sister. Before the names of materials, it's going to be gold, silver, diamond, etc. We never use article. Before proper noun. Keep it in mind. Before proper noun. Before abstract noun. Before language. Before certain phrases like at noon, by train, on foot. So some of the examples where we always omit the articles. Articles are not always necessary. There are occasions when a noun in a sentence need not be preceded by a definite article or indefinite article. In such a case, the term zero article is used. So nothing but the omission of article. There are some sentences in which these articles are omitted. Those sentences are framed with zero article. So no article is used when making generalization with plural countable nouns and singular uncountable nouns. So for example, flying is far safer than driving. So this is an uncountable noun where we have avoided articles. Cars are still expensive for lower income people. So here again it's a countable noun and we have omitted the article. So now about the repetition of articles. So far we have learnt about the usage of articles, the omission or zero articles, and now we are going to learn about the repetition of articles. In a single sentence, we may use the article repeatedly. So repeat an article before each noun when two persons, places or things are involved. When you are going to talk about two persons or two places, we have to place the article. When we discuss about two places or two persons in a sentence, there we apply this repetition. So how do we use? Let's see with an example. The manager and the supervisor approved the new office design. You can just see, so you have placed the before the manager and the supervisor. You are just talking about two different persons, so you have used the here. Do not repeat an article when only one person, place or thing is intended. So if you are just going to talk about or discuss about only one person or about only one place or about only one thing, in that case, so you will not use this repetition. You will not repeat this article. The manager recommended that the reception area and waiting room be redesigned. Here we don't need to repeat the article. So now in the next part of this video, we are going to learn about adjectives. Adjectives. So what do adjectives answer? What do you mean by an adjective? Adjectives tell us more about nouns. So someone or something. An adjective usually comes before a noun. So you can easily find out an adjective in a sentence. Always it is placed before a noun. Examples: John lives in a new house. So here it describes the house. It is a new one. So it is the adjective here. She tells an exciting story. It describes the story to be exciting. So it is an adjective. I met a handsome man. How he looked like? He was handsome. So handsome here refers to adjective. So it is always used before a noun. So it is a word that adds something to the meaning of a noun. It describes something more about the noun. Okay. So these are some of the examples. A hot day, a happy camper, a silly song. Karen is creative. An interesting course. We use adjectives before an adjective that gives other information. So we also use adjectives before an adjective. So let us see some examples. New or old, its color, its shape. A big new product. So new is an adjective used before the noun, but still we add one more additional information about the product. It's not only new, it's a big one. It's not only warm, it is a small warm day, not too much. It is little cottage, but still it is a huge little cottage. Green shirt, a large green shirt. So you can use size adjectives before the adjectives already placed in a sentence. So an adjective gives more information about a noun and pronoun by answering one of these questions. How can you easily identify an adjective? So what kind, which one, how many? So when you find an answer for all these questions, you can easily find out the adjective. So what kind? So what kind of car? It is blue color. So it's blue car. The rope. What kind of rope? It is a long one. Long rope. Person. Tall person. House. Big house. So which town? You're talking about this town. Last week. How many? 1 second. 3 boys. So it says about the number. The count. Okay. Now the order of adjectives. So normal order followed is first you'll have the determiner, then the opinion adjective, then you'll have fact adjectives, then nouns. So fact adjectives can be further broken down and arranged into other size, shape, origin, material, purpose. So when we write a sentence, we follow this type of order. Always we place a determiner, an opinion adjective, and a fact adjective and nouns. It is always placed before the nouns, you know that. So this means that opinions should always come before fact. You have to be very careful that you place the opinion adjective before the fact adjective, not before a noun. So this is the order of adjectives that you have to learn. So next part under this category is attributive and predicative adjectives. Attributive and predicative are terms used in grammar to indicate the position of an adjective in a noun phrase. An attributive adjective is one that pre-modifies a noun, as in the beautiful girl. A predicative adjective is one that is used as post-modifier of a noun. So you can just see. So attributive, it comes before the noun. The girl, she looks beautiful. And here, predicative, it's a post-modifier. The stars, visible. So it comes after the noun. So attributive, as I told you, it comes before the noun. And you can see one more example. The tall men are basketball players. For predicative, when an adjective is used after the verbs be, seem, look, become and other link verbs and is a part of predicate, it is said to be used predicatively. So what does it mean? Always this predicative adjective comes only in the predicate part of a sentence. The following examples of adjectives with the prefix a, which can be used only as predicative adjectives, not as attributive. The prefix a was formerly a preposition meaning on. So you can just see an adjectives used only predicatively. These are the words that are used only predicatively. So afloat, asleep, alone, alive, afraid, aglow. So all these kind of words, it is always used predicatively. You cannot use this as attributive. So attributive, heavy rain is expected in the island. We saw savage animals on the zoo. So we have seen so many examples. So now we'll just see an example. The boat is afloat. You can just see here it is predicative because it is mentioned as afloat. And here the floating boat. So here it comes before the noun. So it is attributive, and when it comes after the noun, it is predicative. So let us see the difference between attributive and predicative. Attributive adjectives precede the noun, they modify. It comes before. Predicative adjectives follow the noun, they modify. Always comes after the noun. Can be used with both action and linking verbs. So attributive can be used with both action and linking verbs, and predicative occur immediately after linking verb. Attributive cannot act as subject complement, but predicative can act as subject complements. So now the formation of adjectives. So most of the commonest adjectives have no particular form or ending, but there are, however, a number of suffixes that are used with adjectives. Always, in almost cases, we use adjectives with a suffix. So the usage of y and ly. So meaning having the look or quality. If you say examples, air, airy, rubber, rubbery, dirt, dirty. So dirt, ly is added to nouns to denote some kinds of people to form adjectives with the meaning having the qualities of. It is added to the nouns to denote some kinds of people to form adjectives with the meaning having the qualities. So brother, you say brotherly, coward, cowardly. So you add ly. In the same way, adjectives form from nouns. Famous, additional, heroic, expensive, careful, careless, healthy. These are some of the common adjective suffixes. You can just go through, and you have suffix here, and an example is also given there. You can just go through with children. And now we are going to read about compound adjectives. So in general, compound adjectives are formed by combining two different words. When these two different words are combined, they can either be similar in meaning to the words or have a completely different meaning. Actually, how they are formed? Number plus noun. So you can just see 4 minute, 1 way, 10 page, so 2 hour, etc. So all these, you can just say the hyphenated word, combination of two words, okay? And it can be a number plus noun, an adjective plus noun, adjective plus present participle, noun plus present participle, and noun plus adjective. So this is a table given. You can just go through this. You can join words in this combination. You can just go through this. Now let me just tell you about the meaning of the sentence while you join two different words. Hyphen, it makes a big difference. That is very important. If you write a sentence like this, I saw a man eating alligator. Man eating, it's a hyphenated word that is mentioned here. And the same sentence, if you write a sentence without the hyphen, I saw a man eating alligator. So you see, when you read this sentence, you can easily find out the meaning. I saw a man eating alligator. I saw a man eating alligator. So let me just tell you the difference. So what is the difference? I saw a man eating alligator. So man eating is a compound adjective here. I saw a man eating alligator. So here I am describing the alligator, that it is one that eats people. So what type of alligator? It is a man eating alligator. But here, if you're going to miss hyphen, you just look into this sentence. Here I'm talking about how I saw a man who was eating alligator meat. I'm not describing the alligator. So here, the alligator is not described when you miss a hyphen. So a hyphen can make a big difference in meaning. So a compound adjective is an adjective that contains two or more words joined by a hyphen. They appear before a noun and act as a single idea that describes something. So predicate adjectives. So in simple term, predicate adjectives or follows a linking verb and modifies the subject of a sentence. The most common sentence structure using this type of adjective is always you have this form, subject plus linking verb plus predicate adjective. So this is the formation of sentence. So you can just see in this. The skyscraper is tall. The skyscraper would be the subject of the sentence, is the verb, and tall is the predicate adjective. So notice how is connects the idea of skyscraper with whatever follows, in this case tall. So the linking verb comes in between the predicative adjective and the subject. So at last, the final part of this video, we are going to just discuss about the adjective complementation. What do you mean by an adjective complement? Adjective complement is a clause or phrase that adds meaning to an adjective. So the adjective complement always follows the adjective it complements, and it is a noun clause or a prepositional phrase. So the best way to answer this question, what is an adjective complement, is to show it in sentences. So we'll just read the sentence and find out the meaning of the adjective complement. She was hesitant to tell her parents. Here the adjective precedes the adjective complement. In all these sentences, you can see the adjective preceding the adjective complement. She was hesitant to tell her parents. The boss was anxious to promote sales. Are you afraid of spiders? I'm happy they got married. I'm curious what color it is. There are subject complements, object complements, and verb complements. So let us see what is a subject complement. A subject complement comes after a linking verb like is, are, was, become, seem, grow, smell, feel. So examples, whales are beautiful. She is a star. The food smells delicious. Sometimes a verb can act as an adjective. So one example, the crystals are not completely formed. The verb, it acts as an adjective. So object complements follow a direct object and modify it. They will describe the object or rename it. It can be noun, an adjective, or a group of words that act like a noun or adjective. So you can see the examples. That should keep them happy. Students were excited. So always you can see the object complement follows a direct object. Now at last, verb complement. A verb complement acts as an object of a verb in either a direct or indirect way. It can use infinitives like she wanted him to leave. Gerunds can be a part of the verb complement as I considered leaving the army. Lastly, noun classes can be the verb complements like he insisted that he pay the check. So all those underlined words. So you can just check this. So the verb complement, it acts as an object of a verb. So these are the verb complements here. So you can just go through once again so that you can easily understand the complete concepts of the rules of using adjectives and articles in a sentence. Hope you understood the concepts of using the words and framing the sentences, and the usage of words brings out different meanings. So if you're going to change the placement of a word, definitely it also makes some changes in the meaning of a sentence. So with this, we have come to the end of this session, children. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day, children.